Hey guys, what's up? It is Preach as always. So today we are going to go over the 5 most common play styles in Call of Duty here in 2022. And I'm going to show you gameplay over each of these styles while talking about it. And then at the end we are going to close out with a 6th gameplay style that is, in my opinion, the best way to play the game. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. The first play style I want to cover is rushing. Rushing is probably my favorite way to play Call of Duty. It's how I've played it since, like, Modern Warfare, the original one, COD 4. Rushing is probably the most fun way to play because it is highly energetic. It generally leads to the most engagement. It is risky because you are out in the open. You don't have a lot of protection going on for you. You are coming around corners and you never know what's going to be waiting there for you. So it can lead to some really big plays, but also just some really unnecessary deaths. Now, I want to explain something about rushing. Rushing does not mean, and you see this all the time, people make this mistake, it does not mean just never slow down to regen your health, wait behind cover to reload, things like that. Those are things that you need to do even playing a rushing play style. You need to pre-aim as you come around corners, jump around corners, slide around corners, things like that. But it doesn't mean just never stop. The guns that you usually see with rushers is submachine guns. On a lot of smaller maps, though, you'll see people with shotguns playing a rushing style. It can be done with any weapon class, okay? You can do it with LMGs, you can do it with snipers, you can do it with assault rifles, but mostly you're going to see SMGs and shotguns being ran by rushers. Now, the weakness of being a rusher, the weaknesses are campers and head glitchers. People that are camping can get you as you rush by. You know, you rush past a corner, there's a guy sitting in there with a shotgun, shoots you in the back. People on head glitches, there's not a lot of them visible to shoot. They're usually pre-aiming where you're coming from, and they have the advantage in those situations. Playstyle number 2, camping. This is my least favorite way to play the game. I don't enjoy it, and I really don't like coming across campers. And when I say camping, I don't mean just somebody sitting on a head glitch. That's probably a smart way to play. What I mean is the people who just never move. Camping really angers enemies. What you'll see out of camping, and I don't know what point I'm going to be showing what over the camping right now. I'm recording this audio separate from the video clips. But you will see corner camping. So corner camping is usually somebody with a knife or a shotgun or some kind of quick kill, super powerful weapon, and they'll tuck themselves away in a corner, like by a doorway or something. That way you rush through that doorway, and then they get a free kill shooting you in the back. You're not expecting them to be there. And it's really a ratty way to play, in my opinion. But you'll also see what I would call line of sight or head glitch camping, where somebody just locks themselves onto one head glitch the whole game. They never move. They may even mount, since that's a current mechanic in Vanguard. They may even mount onto a head glitch and just never move. Just ADS down a line of sight the entire time. Then there is hard scoping. So this is really the way a sniper rifle is traditionally supposed to be used. And with hard scoping, you will sit in one spot generally, aiming through your scope, just waiting on someone to run into your scope for you to take the shot. You used to see it in some of the games where we had bushes and stuff like that. There's not much of that in Vanguard. People would even like throw on a ghillie suit, hide in a bush, hard scoping, ADS the whole time, just waiting on you. And then there's spawn camping, and I really dislike this probably most of all. And it's the people who find the nearest building or nearest power position to where they spawn into the map, never leave that, and just camp there and stay there the whole time. So the only engagement they're ever going to get is by a rusher or somebody who pushes all the way up into their spawn. And It's just low engagement, generally low skill gameplay, and I'm not a big fan of it. The weaknesses of the camping play style are grenades. If you're holed up in a little corner, it's easy to get naded, especially somebody has a Simtex or they time out cooking their grenade really well. And then getting flanked. If you're holding a head glitch and just looking down a line of sight, especially if you're fully ADS, it's hard to be aware of everything that's going on to your left, right, and behind you, and it leaves you susceptible to being flanked. The third play style I want to cover is knifers or melee players. This is a really fun way to play, but it is not very practical. Some upsides, you move really, really fast, and you get one-hit melee kills if you're running a knife or an actual melee weapon. Most players that are doing this are usually running around with some combination of ninja or ghost with dead silence. They're trying not to show up on the minimap, and they're trying not to be heard, move as fast as possible. You'll see knifers with riot shields a lot of times so that they can protect themselves because they cannot shoot with, if somebody sees them from a distance, they're at a major disadvantage. So usually they'll have a throwing knife as a lethal equipment because that at least gives them something that they have that gives them a little bit more range than whatever their swipe with the knife range is. Getting knifed is usually really, really irritating, but it takes a lot of skill to do it well. Your weaknesses are pretty much any range at all, any distance between you and the enemy, and you're at a disadvantage as a knifer or melee player. And the other weakness would be an enemy using a really good headset, but again, ninja or dead silence negates the headset weakness. The next playstyle that I want to cover, the Noobtuber. Oh, you gotta love the Noobtuber, or aka explosive users. Other than like C4 timings, this does not take any skill at all, okay? Just point, shoot, boom, people are dead. You do get limited ammo and slow reload, but it's a really effective bailout. You know, you can have a noob tube, somebody comes around a corner, totally takes you off guard, but you don't even have to aim in, just boom, fire that thing, it's gonna blow up at your feet, kill the enemy player, and you're usually still gonna live. And even if they get the kill on you, you effectively kill trade with them. In my opinion, it is way too damage resistant. Usually you can shoot it at your own feet in a close range fight, kill the enemy, and you live to tell the tale. I'm not a fan of that. It really irritates enemy players when you do this, and I get really irritated by it when people do it to me. The weaknesses of the Noobtuber playstyle. EOD, Flak Jacket, Fortified, whatever the equivalent perk is in the game that you're playing at the time, that usually helps you against a Noobtuber, and it might make you, if you are running around using explosives, it may make it harder to get kills if people are running those perks. And also the before mentioned limited ammo capacity and reload times. And then, most of you that follow my channel, this next playstyle is what you've seen the most from me on YouTube, quick scoping. So that is my most used playstyle over the last 3 or 4 years. It requires incredible centering and crosshair placement. It's very similar to rushing that we talked about earlier, but with a sniper rifle. So you're going around all over the map. You're not hard scoping like we talked about in the camping section, but you're going around all over the map, pulling your scope up and ADSing and taking the shot in a similar fashion as you would rushing with an SMG, except for you're using a one-shot kill sniper rifle. It kills faster than the SMG, but it's harder to track your target, especially with movement. This really irritates enemy players as well. I don't get irritated anymore at all when getting quickscope because I understand the level of skill that it takes. So just like knifing, it requires high skill to be successful, and the level of skill it takes can vary depending on which COD title you're currently playing at the moment. For example, Cold War was a lot easier than Modern Warfare and Vanguard to quickscope in. If you're good enough to get one-shot kills, you can rapidly put kills together, leading to a lot of really exciting highlight plays. And the weaknesses to it are campers, of course, head glitchers. They're just hard to deal with because you're at a massive disadvantage with a sniper when you come across these people. And then people with just really good movement, people that can slide cancel and move, because it's hard to track them in your scope with a sniper rifle. And then that is the main 5 things, but the last I want to cover is what is generally the best players. When you watch the pros player, the people with really high KDs and really high score per minute, you're going to see what I call the hybrid player. This is the best way to play Call of Duty. It combines aspects of all of the other styles, primarily of the rusher and camper styles, but used situationally. This player, the hybrid player, is usually the most aware of gameplay situations and can use that to push or even hold back depending on what is needed. Hybrid players often going to push from head glitch to head glitch. They may even briefly camp a corner when they know someone's about to run by, get that kill, and then move on to the next location. They're always aware of what's going on in the game, what the minimap says, where they need to move, how they need to move, why they need to move. So they'll rush when they need to rush, they'll camp when they need to camp. Hybrid players usually have the best combination of kill death and score per minute. You know, you can see score per minute for rushers get really high. You can see KD for campers get really high. But hybrid usually has the best combination of the two of these things and can even really elevate their score per minute, because if they play this way and get streaks, your streak usage, such as dogs, things like that, builds up your score really fast. And the best quickscopers play more like hybrid players than rushers. The weaknesses to this playstyle are just general bad luck. Other players who also use this playstyle, but they just have better gunny than you. And campers, because they're just constantly a weakness to every playstyle, because a lot of times you're just going to come up on them in really bad situations. So that is all the styles of Call of Duty. If you think I missed something, let me know in the comments section below. And tell me what style you play in the comments section below. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you're new here. Turn that notification bell on if you want to see more videos like this. And I will catch you in the next one. Preach out.